What's going on, YouTube? Jay here again. I know it's been a while, I apologize. Let's jump right into it. It's a new concept on my channel. I'm going to do something called Top Shelf with a fragrance house that deserves some acclaim. This being the first rendition of Top Shelf, as you can see, this is a drawer, top shelf, same thing. The name of the company is Commodity Goods. Why does this company deserve some acclaim? Well, first of all, something that affects almost everyone in Fragcom, and that's price point. For everything you see here, ladies and gentlemen, what do we have? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fragrances. Actually 10. Yeah, 10 fragrances. I paid $9. And as you can see, these are some pretty good sized samples. I don't know approximate numbers. I didn't research that much. And they're all relatively eau de parfum concentration. The staff is wonderful. I asked tons of questions. They're very knowledgeable. The company actually started on Kickstarter. For those of you who are unfamiliar, it's a way to get money to start your company. And I thought it was pretty good. I read about this on a fashion website, and I was very intrigued to try out the fragrances. Let's start with the ones that are the lower end of the spectrum, in my opinion. They have one called Book, one called Wool, one called Paper, and one called Cloth. I know, right? Some type of theme going there. But anyway, those fragrances were okay. It's kind of linear, and that's not a bad thing as far as fragrances go, but just didn't tickle my fancy. Let's go with the middle of the road, which is Moss. See if I can get it to adjust. And that's a very good green fragrance. They also give you this paper. It's called Pocket Notes. You can write down what you think of each fragrance, rate it. It's a pretty good system. I think it's what all the fragrance reviewers do prior to starting to record videos anyway. But let's move right along. We're going to start with my favorite, which is Oak. Now, as you can imagine, Oak is a woody scent. It is the best one out of the collection to me. If it wasn't for the weather changing, spring is coming. I wish it would hurry the hell up and get here. But it has orange, cinnamon notes, nutmeg, oak wood, patchouli, amber, vetiver. They list it as a nighttime and special occasion fragrance. It's beastly. Let's get something out of the way, people. For all of this, as I mentioned, you pay $9 for all of these. If after 10 days you decide you want to purchase a bottle, that $9 gets sort of reimbursed to you, and they take the $9 you used to purchase the samples and apply it to a full bottle. A 100 milliliter bottle runs you about $100 with the discount. So $109 minus the $9 you spent, and this is worth every single penny. Nowadays you have the Zerdjoffs and the Richwood, and these companies are just for fragrances that aren't the best thing running, in my opinion. They just aren't worth it. So let's move right along. Let's look at my drawer here. Cane. For all my back to black lovers, this is similar. Is it back to black? No, it's not. Cardamom, grapefruit, rosemary, cedar leaf, ylang ylang, tuberose, cedarwood, leather, vetiver. It's also listed as a nighttime and special occasion fragrance. It is very good. The longevity, it could be longer, but let's just say it is right alongside that of a Bikilian fragrance, and they do not have beastly longevity, in my opinion. Sillage on all of these fragrances is very between moderate and good. I say maybe 1 to 2 people, depending on which fragrance you wear. Of course, moss and oak, they have better sillage, but none of them are very lacking, and then at the same time, none of them are jumping across the room. Let's go again. We're going to do 2 at the same time, which is gin, sorry about that, and whiskey. For all my apple brandy fan people, gin, give it a try, people. Apple brandy is about $265 versus $100. In gin, you have bergamot, eucalyptus, jasmine, blonde woods, leather, patchouli, sandalwood. It's listed as a nighttime fragrances. Relatively, most of the fragrances I'm talking about are, in my opinion, cold weather fragrances between fall and winter. It's still relatively 30s, maybe 40s here in Chicago. Tonight it's going to snow again. It's going to get down to the 20s. But try these out. This is a fun way to test these fragrances, in my opinion. A very cost-effective way. And I'm just enjoying it. Last but not least is gold. This is another one of my favorites. This one really can also be compared to Back to Black. Bergamot, juniper berries, amber, honey, of course. It's not listed, but I get a slight pinch of it. This one is listed as a nighttime and special occasion. Guys, this is what FragCom is all about. Something that's fun to do. It's relatively affordable. It's not trying to be the cornerstone of your fragrances. I believe they also have a trio program where you can get 3 fragrances, 10 milliliters each, for $50. Relatively, I think it's 48 or $50. And did I also mention that when you order the 10 samples for $9, there's no shipping cost. It's $9. I remember talking to a fellow reviewer, can't remember his name, but we talked about how you pay $5 for those very small Lucky Scent packages, and we said we're going to boycott. It never happened, of course, and I doubt that we'd have any effect on Lucky Scent, but sometimes it bothers me how small those bottles are compared to when I get something like this, and I'm relatively getting, I don't know, maybe 5 wearings out of each and every bottle for $9. Like, can you beat that? Again, commodity goods, $9. I believe, don't quote me, I believe it's $98 for a 100 milliliter bottle. And for something like oak and gin, they're going to get that out of me all day. Like, are you serious? Yes, I just confirmed it on my laptop. It's $108 for a 100 milliliter spray bottle of these. And then I mentioned, I know I mentioned it, but if you purchase a fragrance 10 days after purchasing a sample set, they take $9 back off of it. So it's relatively $100. Like, let's be serious about this. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Do me a favor, if you do in fact purchase the sample set or bottle, can you just shout out Jay 100T Durden from YouTube? I appreciate it. See you guys later. An update on my channel. I've been sampling like crazy, but honestly have not found anything worth talking about. I'm looking for spring and summer scents. Of course, niche, of course, something that hasn't been talked about before. I would love your suggestions, YouTube, because I am having a hard time. Another fragrance reviewer mentioned something that resonated with me. He said, I don't want to smell good, I want to smell great. And that's exactly what I'm going through right now. Everything, my nose is just a little fatigued right now. Everything is starting to smell the same. Nothing is wowing me. This stuff is good, but again, this is for relatively fall or winter, maybe a cool spring night, but I'm looking for spring and summer as well. So guys, Thank you. As always, smell well.